Ooh-wee! My name's Chef Sawyer and I'm about to make some tiramisu pancakes. Here's our ingredients. For the tiramisu, we're gonna need some heavy whipping cream, some mascarpone, some sugar, here's some espresso, and cocoa powder, unsweetened. And then, for the pancake aspect, we have some flour, some sugar, an egg, some melted butter, some whole milk, and a little bit of baking powder and baking soda. Let's get started. So I have just some plain espresso here. This is your regular everyday Cafe Bustelo. And that's gonna go into my saucepan. I'm gonna cut the espresso with just some water since we're gonna reduce it. Some white sugar is gonna go in here. You want enough white sugar until it's gonna reduce into a syrup, because this is gonna be an espresso syrup for us. We're gonna put that on a medium to low heat just to reduce and let it get thick and syrupy to the point that we can drizzle it over our pancakes. So I cut everything in half because I don't need a million pancakes. So this is a half a recipe. Into a bowl, I'm gonna add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/8 a cup of sugar, 1/8 cup of melted butter, and 1/4 teaspoon each of baking powder and baking soda, along with 1 cup of milk, 1 large egg, a couple drops of vanilla extract, and a couple cranks of salt. Go ahead and whisk that up until everything is incorporated. We don't want any little clumps of flour in there. Nice and thorough. And you can see how this pancake batter is liquidy, but not too liquidy. It's kind of right where we want it. Once our pancake batter is good, go ahead and put that to the side, reserve it, and just let it rest, and we'll work on our tiramisu filling. For our tiramisu filling, we need heavy cream and mascarpone. Into a bowl goes some cold heavy cream. Make sure it's cold because that's gonna help you develop your stiff peaks. And now take your favorite electric mixer, your egg beater, whatever you got, because if you wanna do this by hand, it's gonna take forever. So we're gonna whip this until it has stiff peaks. You see our fresh whipped cream has definitely increased in size. This is about the halfway point. You just need to keep going because a stiff peak means something that when you pull it up, it stands up on its own. And right now, we're not even at a soft peak yet. So keep going. You can see our whipped cream has the stiff peak now, that it just stands up entirely on its own and that it holds its own shape. That is perfect. And now it's time to add our mascarpone cheese. This is what makes tiramisu tiramisu. Mascarpone, this is the good stuff here. So I'm gonna add my mascarpone and I'm gonna blend that up with the whipped cream. Once the mascarpone and the whipped cream have come together, now it's just time to go ahead and flavor it. So a couple pinches of salt as always, couple drops of vanilla extract. We gotta get some sugar in there to sweeten up our whipped cream. And this is my secret. This is what I love in my tiramisu. Just a little bit of orange liqueur. A couple drops goes into our whipped cream. And that's how we're gonna add a nice alcohol flavor without making sure our pancakes are soaking wet. I have my tiramisu filling here. I'm just gonna go ahead and check it for seasoning. And all that I'm looking for is to make sure it's sweet enough and that enough of the flavors that I want through there. So the sugar level is perfect. The salt is good. The vanilla is good. I'm just gonna add 1 more splash of Grand Marnier and then it's perfect. Now it's time to make our pancakes. I have my flat griddle here on a medium to low heat. Butter it up. You can use whatever type of oil you'd like. Pan spray works good. And now you take a ladle, you take 1 full scoop, and you just plop it right down in the center. And guys, let me tell you something. Making pancakes from scratch, it's not exactly necessary, to be honest. The box versions are great. There's no shame in using a box pancake batter because this is a lot of effort and that's a good quality version of it. When you see your pancakes start to have little bubbles popping up on the top, that means it's almost ready to flip. You can see some around the edges here. Just go ahead, check the underside. Make sure you're not getting too dark and have your spatula handy. You need to make sure your pan is nice and lubricated or else it will stick. And boom, that pancake's looking pretty good to me except for the part where I failed to flip a little bit. Once your pancake looks good and fully done, Just have a plate on the side and go ahead and stack them up. All right, everybody, here's how we finish up our tiramisu pancakes. So boom, we have our beautiful, perfect pancake and a nice, good spread of that tiramisu filling. Our whipped cream and our mascarpone. All right, we got enough in there, I think. And now, pancake number 2. Repeat the process. Oh my gosh, is that a third pancake? He's going for it, ladies and gentlemen. More filling on the top. Oh my Lord, that looks luscious. There is no tiramisu without a dusting of cocoa powder on the top. And there's also no tiramisu without espresso or some sort of coffee flavor. Our espresso syrup turned out amazing. You can see nice, thick, syrupy nappe finish with some of that espresso syrup over the top. That nice bitterness is really gonna help counteract all the sugar. Be honest with me, folks. If that doesn't look good, I don't know what looks good. Time to try it. We got our pancakes. We got our coffee. Wow. That tastes so much more like a tiramisu than I thought it was gonna. If you like tiramisu, you like pancakes, it's a good combination. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for coming back week after week to support me, Chef Sawyer. I'll see everybody soon. Arrivederci.